Ja! Rastafaro. It's the original Rastafaro coming to you from the motherland and the other land. Now I'm your man. Blessings and wholeness, family. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got another awesome video, another topic I'm so passionate about. I get asked this question quite a bit, especially if you follow me on Instagram. You see in my stories, I'm always whipping up some kind of fermentation, whether it's sauerkraut, kimchi, water, kefir, kombucha, fermenting pineapples, bananas, whatever it may be. I just love fermentation.
Now, you know my water keeper's ready when the bubbles start coming up. Time for watermelon.
Always got kombucha in my cup, don't need no Henny. Shout out to the homie Dino, he supply and I got plenty. Stretching, doing poses, doing all this yoga. Call me Yogi, giving honor to the ones before me. They the ones who know me.
Sauerkraut ready to go.
So one of the questions I get is, why do you care so much about fermentation? And like, what does it do for you? Like, why do you put so much time into it? And that's what we're gonna break down in today's video. And we're gonna break down how you can get it into your life, how you can take advantage of fermentation. And also, I'm gonna go through a recipe for some fermented pineapple, which is one of my favorite recipes. It's super simple. All you need really is pineapple, and we're gonna make it happen because we all need to be benefiting from this fermentation. I'm telling y'all, it's a blessing. So what is fermentation? Fermentation is basically the process of eating from a bacterial level. So us as humans, when we eat food, we produce a waste product. And let's say the trees have their food, the sunlight, the carbon dioxide, and they produce nutrients for themselves, and then they produce oxygen for us. So just the way that trees have this symbiotic relationship with us, that our waste product is what they eat and they produce something that's beneficial for us, the bacteria has the same thing. So for example, when looking at something like kombucha, the ingredients in kombucha is water, sugar, and tea. And let's say black tea. And when you put that solution and then you put bacteria, a certain type of bacteria, into the water, sugar, and tea, then that bacteria is going to eat the sugar and it's going to produce nutrients for us, such as B12, such as K2, vitamin D3 is going to carbonate, it's going to produce the different digestive enzymes, and it's going to produce a natural preservative. It's just an amazing relationship that we have with this bacteria. And another amazing part of this bacteria is we're actually made up of more bacteria cells than we are of human cells.
Say what?
More bacteria cells than we are of human cells. So we have like 100 trillion, or like a bunch of bacteria cells, and we have like, I think it was like 360 times more bacteria cells than we do human cells. So we're working in this symbiotic relationship with the bacteria in our body that we call the microbiome. And this microbiome is so beneficial for us. It does so much for us, and that's why we want to take care of it. So what are some of the benefits of this microbiome? It helps in digestion. So most of the digestive enzymes and the chemicals needed to break down food is produced by our microbiome. It signals for our body to produce serotonin. So a lot of the times, if you're feeling sad, you're like, I ain't feeling too good, I ain't in a good mood, leave me alone. Or you're not really feeling social, maybe it's because the bacteria in your stomach isn't signaling the gut lining to make the serotonin to elevate your mood. Another benefit it has is not appetite suppression, but it tells your body when you're full. Because I know for me, I can eat for days. Like, give me like 10 plates. And I would be able to eat that and I still feel hungry. Then I eat and then I feel sick. I'm like, oh, why'd I eat so much? You're like, don't I learn my lesson? And it might just be because the bacteria in your stomach isn't signaling to say, hey, you're done. Like, we've had enough. Or you may be having the bad bacteria in your body, which is something that we all hear about, and we want to stay away from all bacteria because we hear about the bad bacteria. And the difference between the good bacteria and the bad bacteria is what it eats and what it poops. So the good bacteria eats food and it produces nutrients such as the B12, the K2, what I was mentioning before. And the bad bacteria, it takes our nutrients. So it's robbing us of our good stuff for our body, and it's producing toxins. And in turn, these toxins get into our bloodstream, come into our body, cause inflammation, and cause all that stuff that we don't want. That's putting us in the situation we are with all this illness. So that's even more reason to take care of this microbiome. And one of the best ways to take care of the microbiome is through fermentation. So fermentation is basically creating bacteria culture within some of your favorite foods. So kombucha is one way to ferment tea, which we all love tea. So fermenting tea. Sauerkraut is just fermented cabbage and whatever other vegetables. Kimchi is the same. You know, you have your yogurts, you have your sourdough breads, you have buttermilk, you have cheeses, all those non-vegan stuff. We still have a lot of stuff we can take care of, but it just that's wine. Let's not forget about the alcohols. Let's not pretend like we haven't been drinking in our life. The alcohol, so beer is one of the first things, is beer and wine. They're just products of fermentation, grapes and hops. So many amazing things that are produced from fermentation, and we gotta take advantage of it. Like, we gotta understand how important it is for our body. In future videos, we're gonna go into like the many different things. We're gonna go in depth into this microbiome, into this fermentation. But for now, I think that's good enough. So you know the basic benefits of it, and we know that fermentation can help. So you can either make probiotics at home or you can buy them in the store. And if you buy them in the store, say like you're buying this coconut yogurt, or you're buying different probiotic pill capsules, the only thing is you're just not sure if those probiotics, those bacteria that is supposed to be there, is actually alive. And I like to say it's not what you eat, say you are what you eat. But no, you aren't what you eat, you are what you absorb, you're what you digest. So if this bacteria comes to you and it's already dead, gone, it's useless. So we don't want to waste our time, we don't want to waste our energy by intaking these kind of things, because it's kind of expensive. But one thing I found was this amazing product called Garden of Life. So this product here, Garden of Life, it's probiotics, and it gives you a arrive alive guarantee. So that's like the new standard that's coming up now. We're able to have these companies who are saying arrive alive. So we're going to guarantee that these things are alive. And how we can test that, I'm not sure. But, this company is pretty well known, and they do all their testing. They're B Corp. So I kind of ride with that company. So I'm gonna stick with that. And you can also get the kombuchas in store. You can get the different gut shots. There's these little gut shots. But I think the best way is to make your own fermentations. So I love to make my kimchis, my sauerkrauts. We're going to go through almost all of my different recipes that we can to make fermentations. And kimchi, sauerkrauts, kombucha, water kefir. Like, here's some water kefir. And it's super gassy right now. I don't know if I can open it, but let's see. You hear that? Ooh. So, okay, sometimes it gets so much more gassy that it just explodes everywhere. This is a fermentation gone wrong. The bottle just straight up exploded. It was on the counter, just way too much pressure. Hey, you gotta learn your lessons, right? Super gassy is producing the carbon dioxide and all those nutrients. That's how you know it's alive, because it's eating that sugar. This one's actually a pineapple ferment, and that's what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna go to the kitchen, and we're gonna make this pineapple fermented beverage, which is super easy for you to make at home. And pineapple has this substance in it called bromelain, which is amazing when it's fermented. In order to take advantage of pineapple the most, you should really have it fermented. So I'm gonna put y'all onto the fermented pineapple, and I promise you, you won't want to eat pineapples normally again. So what you're gonna do first is chop up your pineapple into nice long slices so it's just easy to do and you can fill your jar with it. And once it's in your jar, we're gonna fill that jar with some nice clean water, no chlorine. That's gonna stop the microbes from growing. And once we fill it up with the water, we're gonna put some kombucha to get the fermentation started. We could have it many different ways, like put a little salt or sugar, but to make it easy, just find your favorite kombucha and fill it up with about 1 or half a cup of kombucha, and that's gonna get the fermentation going. So once you're done, you're gonna cover it up with a cheesecloth, coffee filter, or paper towel, which is gonna allow air to come in, but not the fruit flies. You don't want them fruit flies infesting your fermentation. So there you have it. You got a super simple fermented pineapple recipe. Let this sit on your counter for 2 or 3 days, sipping it every day, seeing how it tastes. And once it's a little bit sour, there you go, it's ready. You can start taking advantage of all the fermentation benefits in a couple days. So try it out, go let me know how it is after. So here we are 2 days later. You can see the fermentations are bubbled. So we're gonna give this one a shot, see how it is. So imagine like pineapple pieces kind of when they're barbecued, they have that certain flavor. And then they also have like a little bit of gassy, when you bite into them, it kind of bubbles gassy. So it's just a dream come true, basically. What do you do? And just blessings. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is just part 1 of these fermentation videos. We still got the sauerkraut, still got the kimchi, still got a whole bunch of explanation and recipes to do with the fermentation. So stay tuned, stay vibing, stay blessed. Ja Rastafaro.